Tony Messenger filling in for McGraw-Millhaven. Had a good time this morning. Those of you who know me well know that I am a youth sports junkie. I'm the son of a coach, and I have 6 kids, and I've coached all of them except for my youngest daughter in a variety of sports. And my 8-year-old is the kid that I'm coaching now, mostly coaching him in a Rockwood basketball league and flag football, and he plays baseball too. It's so youth sports is something that is very important to me, and I have in my adult lifetime, having spent coach so many different sports, had this love-hate relationship with youth sports, because as wonderful and as positive as it can be an experience for young people, it can also be super negative when the adults get in the way of kids having fun and not teaching them to be good sports, becoming too professionalized too early, thinking that every 8 or 9-year-old is the next superstar, trying to get them a college scholarship at such young ages. I mean, it's there are so many things that are right with youth sports and so many things that are wrong. Well, there's a great opportunity this weekend to learn about those things. And if you are a parent or a coach or involved in a youth sports league, this is a great program for you to hear about. It's put on by the St. Louis Sports Commission, which, by the way, has some great sportsmanship videos and programs that some of the local youth sports programs require their parents and coaches to go through. But Solomon Alexander is here to talk to us about the Youth Sports Summit featuring Isaac Bruce. Solomon, thanks for being here. Tell us about the Youth Sports Summit. What's going on with this thing this weekend?
Tony, first of all, thank you so much for having me this morning. On this Saturday, we're having our 5th annual St. Louis Youth Sports Summit. It'll be at Rams Park. It begins at 9 a.m. Isaac Bruce is our featured speaker, and the whole idea is it's free to youth sports coaches and parents and all who care about the well-being of kids. We're trying to make sure that our kids have the most positive sports experience that they could possibly have. We all want our kids to have a better life than we had, and in all aspects, whether that be school, down the road, and also that includes youth sports. And what's happened is we've noticed over time that fun has been taken out of youth sports for a variety of factors, some of them internal, some of them external. Our kids can't go out and play the way that they used to, and I know a lot of people bemoan that fact, but we just don't. I mean, because of the world that we live in, our kids, we just can't turn them loose and say, oh, we'll come home when the street lights come on like our parents did. We just can't do that anymore. Well, because of that, parents have made a larger investment, both financially and in terms of time, in youth sports. And when you make that type of investment, and I don't care if you're a parent or if you're a CEO, you want results. And part of the gift and the curse of the American sports landscape, I have 2 quick examples. One comes from Tiger Woods, and the other comes from the Williams sisters. And especially from the Williams sisters, in that their father knew nothing about tennis. Mm-hmm. And they grew up in Compton, and all those things they didn't even have nets, out there. And he produced 2 of the greatest tennis stars ever. Well, Joe Blow in St. Louis County is like, well, wait a minute, I'm smarter than that guy. I can do this.
Yep.
Well, if they started at 9, I'm going to start mine at 3. And so the fun starts to be removed because the parent is always there, because you can't divorce yourself from your parents. I mean, your parents, they bring you to practice, they take you home, they buy all the stuff, and all those things happen, and you just can't disconnect, and the kid isn't free to have fun. And what we want to do more than anything with the lineup of speakers that we have, including Isaac Bruce, there's a fantastic speaker. His name's Alan Williams. He wrote the book Teammates Matter. He'll be there talking about being part of something greater than yourself, and really letting kids have those life lessons and let them grow into whatever it is that that they're going to grow into without the external pressures from mom and dad to be a Division I athlete or to be a professional athlete and all those things, because honestly, we don't know what our kids are going to be. One of the examples that I always give coaches comes from Dwight Howard, superstar NBA player. Dwight Howard, 7 feet tall, every bit of 300 pounds, shoulders bigger than my head. He weighed 2 pounds, 2 ounces when he was born. Nobody had any idea what he was going to be or who he was going to be. Just let him play. Tim Duncan didn't start playing basketball until his senior year of high school. Sam Bradford played all four. I think he played baseball, football, basketball, and hockey, and decided on football when he was, again, a senior in high school. So forcing one sport down a kid's throat when they're in second grade, it doesn't matter here nor there.
Solomon, what you just mentioned a phrase that I want to tease a book that's my favorite book for people out there that are raising young kids. There's a book called Just Let the Kids Play. It's written by Bob Bigelow. He's a former Boston Celtic, and it is, in my opinion, the best book out there for parents to read about youth sports. It's called Just Let the Kids Play. And one of the things he challenges parents to do, and I have done this with my kids. I can't do it right now because I'm coaching my son, but I've done this with my kids, and it's really hard. There's a chapter in there in which he suggests pick at least one game every year and don't go. Don't go on purpose. Miss your kid's game so that your kid knows he's going to play basketball or football or baseball or volleyball or softball, whatever it is. They're going to play with their friends for themselves. They're not playing for mom and dad. And I tell that to my parents when I coach that I encourage them to read this book, and I tell them that that's one of the hardest chapters, because that's the key is, whether you're able to do that or not, the key is to get the focus back on the kids. Make sure the kids know this is about them. This is about them having fun. This is about them learning. It's not about dad. And that's, I think, one of the hardest things as a parent is to remind yourself, because you're so invested. Every Saturday we're going for my weekend schedule is already set between baseball and basketball.
That's
this
right.
weekend. That's how we set our weekend schedules, and sometimes we have to just step back.
Well, absolutely. And one of the things, and I don't mind saying my age, at 37 years old, my definition of fun is different from my daughter's. For me, fun is something that I don't really try very hard at. If something successful happened, that's fine. But fun is fun. I don't care what the score is. Kids can work hard and still have fun. They don't separate the two. And so sometimes as adults, that word fun is hard for us to process, because if you're just doing something for the fun of it, then that means you're not really doing anything. And that couldn't be less true for kids. Kids can work hard. They can have fun. They can develop skills. They can want to win. All those things that we want them to do, they'll do it if we let them have fun. And the number one reason that kids quit sports, and 46%, and I saw this on a ESPN show the other night, 46% of the 51 million kids between 6 and 17 in this country don't participate in sports at all. And the number one reason kids drop out of sports by age 13 is because parents make it no fun. And that's what the kids say. And so if it's not fun, they won't do it. And what we have to do is, for all of the lofty goals that we have for them, is to let them be 8, let them be 9, let them be 10, let them be a kid. And that's the whole idea behind the St. Louis Youth Sports Summit and what we're trying to do. Isaac Bruce not only talks the talk, he walks the walk, or walks the talk, all those things together.
He's walking and talking.
He's walking and talking at the same time.
Solomon
awesome.
Alexander with the St. Louis Sports Commission Foundation. Thanks for being here.
Sure.
Youth Sports Summit this weekend, Rams Park in Earth City, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you're not out there at one of your kids' events, try to get yourself there. And if you are a parent and you are going to be at your kids' youth sports event this weekend, basketball, baseball, whatever it happens to be, have fun. Make sure your kid's smiling. Make sure they know that it's about them. Make sure that all they hear is something positive out of your mouth this weekend. You're listening to the Big 550 KTRS. Tony Messenger filling in for